Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a special kind of video because today I'm going through the topic of fish. When we say fish, there are lots of various creatures like guppy fish, the arowana, etc. But the most beautiful type of fish in the fish world is the fighter fish, also known as the betta fish. So these fighter fish, the one I have right here, is also known as a Siamese fighter fish. This is a male fish. The male fish have bigger fins, but the females have smaller. Mostly, male fish are, used in tanks because they're more beautiful than female fish. So today, I'm going to be telling you about the fighter fish in discussion, how to take care of these fighter fish, and also how to breed them. Like, there are some people who breed these fish, and so I'm also going to be telling them how to breed these fish. So let's start with how these fish got into the world. So betta fish come from Southeast Asia. So Southeast Asia is, known as a dry place. It does have lots of ponds, but they dry up. So fighter fish live in those ponds, but sometimes it dries up. And then these fish are stuck in those little pools, right? Well, when they're stuck in those pools, they can't move. They wait in those pools until the new water comes, and they have other space to move again. So that's why they live in small places. People mostly misunderstand this and saying that these fish can live in small environments like small bottles, jars, etc. But actually, these fish need a normal 5-gallon tank or any bigger. They need at least one proportion of this bowl like I have here. So please don't put your fighter fish in little tanks. You are just making them feel stressed and also unhappy. So going back to the topic of fighter fish, these fighter fish are very aggressive. So when these fish are aggressive, they don't, have that many tank mates that you can put in. Normally, the most cheapest option to put in with these fighter fish are the, tetra types. Neon tetra, glow tetra, etc. Because these fighter fish are very aggressive. Normally, the wild ones aren't that aggressive, but the fish-kept ones are very aggressive. So that's why there aren't that many fish that you can put in with this fighter fish. Okay, now that is done, now I'm going to be going to the topic of how to take care of these fighter fish. So taking care of the fighter fish is very simple. You don't need a filter and stuff, but sometimes fighter fish do put on little challenges. Like, they need a 75 degrees Celsius environment. They also need planet tanks. And also, if you have a good fish keeping skills, then you must, keep these fish in, filtered tanks, which have air stones, etc. So these fighter fish, taking care is just put them in a tank and they can live. But sometimes these fighter fish can't live with other fish. So if you want to put more fighter fish with them, each other, then you might need to get female ones because female ones aren't that aggressive. So you can even put 3 female fish in the same tank and nothing ever bad will happen. So taking care for the Siamese fighter fish is like putting them in a good environment, etc. I told you that already. But people don't know is that these fighter fish have to be put in regular water changes. Like, you must remove 10% of the water per week. So doing water changes is like, take this fish, like if this is the fish bowl, then you should take half of the water, like 50%, and leave the other 50% in, because if you take 100% water changes, then the fish won't be adapted to this fish water environment and it may die, or even worse. And also, something that mainly happens with fighter fish is fin rotting. Fin rotting is just, the fin, which when you bought them is very beautiful and is very round, turns little out. But sometimes there are just, various fighter fish types, like the type I have here is a cross-tailed fighter fish. So it has curly tails and it has some misalignments, but that's just the typing of this fish. When you buy the fighter fish, you must see what type it is. If it is a elephant tail cat fighter fish, or even a half moon fighter fish, and the tail is slowly going off, then that could be very dangerous. The solutions are putting in aquarium salt. Aquarium salt is just a salt type which you can put in with the fighter fish and it will not die. And other things that I have to tell about taking care of these fighter fish is fish food. So this is the normal fish food pellet, right guys? Well, fighter fish can't consume one of these, so you must put in like half of this pellet. So you must break it into half and just give it to the fighter fish and it will eat it easily. See, it will take some time sometimes because it can't eat food on top because it just doesn't like it. So the fish food must sink to the bottom. My fighter fish is just exploring his new tank, but he will come to that food eventually. I'll show you where. So again, going to the topic of feeding these fighter fish, sometimes people feed, live fish. That is like the most crucial food for fighter fish, but if you don't have like free fish food, it's okay to feed your fish not unlive pellets, etc. So there is no harm of feeding your fighter fish pellets, but sometimes if you overfeed your fighter fish, it may die. So that is very harmful, right? So those are the things that I have to tell you when taking care of the fighter fish. And also that topic is over. Now let's go to the breeding part of these fish. So breeding is just putting a tank mate. So first step is putting a male in a solitary confinement like a normal tank, like this ball here. And then take this fighter fish, and also you must have a female with you. So take that female and put it near the fighter fish. Don't take it out of his, put it in a little cup or something, because if you put it in straight away with the fighter fish, it may harm each other. So what happens then is this male comes up and gulps air and makes a bubble nest. Bubble nest is just putting on bubbles on top of this water, and just call it the fighter's nest. So it uses that nest, and after it is complete making the nest, you must release the fighter fish female with the male. And then what happens is the female and male put in a bond, like if this is the male and this is the female, they wrap around each other, forcing the female to put out the eggs of the body. And then the male fish collects those eggs and puts it in the bubble nest. Bubble nests are like, hens, for example. So hens, after laying eggs, they use their bodies as, warming the eggs and just making them hatch. That is the same with the Siamese fighter fish. They do the same thing. They make the bubble nest, which uses the bubble nest to warm the eggs and causing them to hatch. It takes 3 or 4 days to hatch, and after the fry hatch, this male one protects the fry and makes the fry turn into big fish. And after they turn into big fish, like about 1 or 2 millimeters long, you must remove the male fish or it could harm those baby fish and you will lose all your betta fish babies. So that is how you breed your betta fish. It is very simple. Sometimes there could be mistakes, but you can just do it again. It can be done. I've done it. I didn't get to breed these fish because I don't have enough tanks in my house, but I stopped breeding because breeding can harm the fish, and just keeping it and looking at how beautiful it is just enough for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video about the beautiful Siamese fighter fish, aka betta fish. I hope you liked this video and enjoyed it so much. Plus, I'm thinking of naming my fighter fish, so if you have any recommendations for my fighter fish names, please put it in the comment section below. And guys, see you later. Have a great time and always remember to rise up. Thank you.